In Lokayat, we are here with Mr. Manohar Mauli Biswas, President of the Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha. And he has been writing enormously on the Dalit literature, his poetry. He has critiqued the traditional literature in Bengal, and his autobiography is already published in English. It's been translated into many other languages. So we will be discussing here a lot of issues of hitherto unknown outside Bengal, of how caste function, what is literature here, and what is his future planning. So welcome in our program called Lokayata. So Vishwas sir, I would like to know from you what is the Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha? Why it started?
Prior to giving answer to your question, I would like to give you my thanks. You are my known friends through the email identity, and very frequently we have talked each other.
Yes.
It is a very nice day today. You have come to my residence, and I am very happy to get me at my own place. And whatever the question you will be asking me, yes, I am very
It's a
much
pleasure.
frank
Yeah.
to give the reply.
Thank you very
Nothing
much.
problem with me.
Yeah.
You are asking, I am doing
What
Dalit
is it?
literature
Yeah.
and etc. Yes, of course. Initially, while I was a very tender-aged boy in school, I was thinking of writing, yes, I will be a writer. Ultimately, while the society I came to know, I turned my face from that general type of writing. I tried to discover my own people, their sufferings, their ill fates, etc. I tried to find it out, and naturally, it was a start turn point to Dalit literature. And in West Bengal, very actively, we had formed an association, Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha, in the year 1992, on a very sad occurrence, what happened in West Bengal on tribal girl Chune Kotal. She had been a student on MSc class in Vidyasagar University. At that time, she was facing lot of caste hatred into the university campus. Ultimately, the tribal girl, who was the first girl from the tribal community in the MSc class,
Oh.
she had to undergo the trauma, and she committed suicide on 16th August 1992. And in West Bengal at that time, a very prominent movement came out in protest of the ill treatment to the Dalit people. At that time, we people formed the Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha, and from that time, 1992, people are working here. It is our organized movement. Some literary activities are there, and Dalit activism also associated with it. We are carrying it on.
Do you have the membership?
Yes, yes. Initially,
people are there?
we took three kinds of membership there: live membership, ordinary membership, and some patronizer membership. Actually, some people, they are not writer, but they are the activist. They became the member also to our organization.
Why do you think that we need Dalit Sahitya Sanstha? How different is Dalit literature from the what you call I call Savarna literature, or you call it traditional literature?
Distinction is very much known to us. Traditional literature or the Savarna Sahitya, what you are calling, they believe in the caste system. They want to keep it alive, and within that frame of the Hinduism, whatever their mindset works, they try to express that in the literature. Our literature is totally different from that kind of mindset, because we don't believe the caste system should exist in the society. That is a very discriminatory thing, very much such a thing which we people should not support. That's why we people ourselves have started this Dalit writing. Dalit people are writing their own things, their own suffering, their own feeling in their own way.
But how different it is when the Marxists in Bengal say that we don't believe in caste, and that's why they never ever actually acknowledge that there are Dalits in Bengal, there are OBCs in Bengal. How different is like when we say that caste should not exist or we don't believe in caste?
In West Bengal, there is lot of influence of the Marxist Party of India that was initially formed in the year 1920 in Moscow, and at that time some people, they were the students at Moscow, and they framed the CPM party, Communist Party of India. That Communist Party of India, due to that Marxist influence in West Bengal, caste phenomenon superficially it was bit less. People cannot see from the outside, but actually in the inside it works very much. And what I feel, because I have been in the All India service, I have worked in some other provinces of India. Casteism is there also, but whatever is there, people tell it in front of people. In West Bengal, people don't tell anything in front, but they will do it behind the curtain, and very unscrupulously they try to impose it. Say in the field of education, in the field of service sector, everywhere you will find in West Bengal caste system is working very, very shrewdly.
Surreptitiously. That clearly indicates how Marx failed in India. West Bengal is best example.
Yes, I am totally convinced that Marxism in India, it has failed because the people who believed in the Marxism, but they were not by heart Marxists, because they were the casteist people. They were talking of the Marxism.
Yes.
But from the inside of their heart, they were within the caste frame. Someone was the Brahmin, someone was say Kayastha, someone was Vaidya community, but they did forget their own identity of caste. They are talking about the Marxism. That's why in India, Marxism it has totally failed, because it is a class only, no caste. Class society, Marx initially thought of the Marxism, considering the class of the people.
But
economic class of the people.
But if they considered economic class of the people,
yeah.
the Dalits also are the poorest of the poor.
Poorest of the poor. But
why didn't they go to them?
Yes, they are poorest of the poor. But what happened, if you see the people who did the Marxism, they don't take this poorest of the poor in any important place.
If the Marxists believe in class, then these classes should have been in their leadership.
The classes should be, because what you know, Marx very clearly told for the establishment of the socialism in any country, very primary need is there, dictatorship of the proletariat. Unless the proletariats are brought into the leadership, the socialism cannot come. But in India, Marxist people, they never talked of the proletariat. They talked of the proletariat, but never thought of bringing them to the surface. They kept it as their vote bank only. They will be in power.
Can we say that Marxists in Bengal became the biggest protector of the Brahminical hegemony? Is it the correct word?
Yes, it is 100% correct. Because in West Bengal, Marxist people, they have ruled about 34 years. And in our student life, we had been very much liking the Marxism. We were with them, but as soon as these people came to power, and while Mr. Jati Basu was forming the government, he didn't take any single person from the Dalit community in the ministry.
So, not only that, they never accepted the Mandal Commission recommendation, they never followed the reservation in Bengal. They say that Dalit don't exist in Bengal, is it true?
When in the year 1990, this Mandal Commission case came to the surface, in West Bengal it was a very peculiar thing. Initially they denied, no, we don't believe it, and in West Bengal there is no other backward communities. Very clearly Jyoti Basu, he told it to the people. But while pressure was coming from all around, and even in the other states of India, while this OBC people, they were making the movement in West Bengal, Jyoti Basu, he was put under some pressure, and he formed some commission there, and Binoy Chaudhuri, on minister in the cabinet in West Bengal, he was given the charge, you try to find out if there is OBC in West Bengal. Very clearly he told, no, there is no. Binoy Chaudhuri himself, he was a OBC man, but he did not admit that one. Okay. Because he denied it, because superficially they don't believe in the caste system and etc. Inside there, they believe it, and they
inside there is Durga Puja and everything.
Yeah, everything. They are becoming the
Saraswati Puja,
Durga Puja, and in every ceremonial functions they are giving the leadership.
But the crisis in Bengal is that now Marxists are out, and we have super Brahmins now again in power. Why is like Dalits and OBCs and Muslims, they have a large number in Bengal. Why are they unable to, why this is unable to channelize as a political force?
That is one kind of tragedy here. They understand everything, but personally I have got my some own opinion about it. Because the people who from the marginal level are getting their education, are getting some prominence in the society, they never think of his own people. What they do, try to, or he or she tries to become say, man who can take opportunity from the government, and that's why they are joining the other political parties governed by the upper caste people, and something, whatever little they are getting from them, they are enjoying that on at the cost of their own community.
Has the Dalit literature now challenging these hegemonies through culture and also challenging the political discourse?
Yes. This Dalit literature, I can tell you on incidents in the year 1987 in Hyderabad. First All India Dalit Writers Conference had held for 3 days, October 8, 9 and 10. And writers from all over India came there, very, very prominent writers from Maharashtra, from Gujarat, from South India they came. After 3 days conference, manifesto was also declared, yes, what we want. We want the casteless, classless society. We are in favor of the socialism. We are totally against the capitalism. We are against the fundamentalism. All these ideologies are declared there. But you see, everyone is talking like this, but actually by heart they don't believe in the socialism, they don't believe in the against the capitalism. They don't try to believe socialism, and they are not talking against the capitalism. One very example I am telling here, Marxist government fought for a long time, and when it became a total failure there, when the Singur and Singur movement came, you know, this Dalit people, mostly Dalit people, they are having, they are cultivating lands. the government himself snatched the land from them.
Yes.
It had happened by force. They took it and they handed it over to
Tatas.
Tatas to build some factory there.
Yeah.
Tata Motor factory built there. But you see, they are taking the lands of the poor and they are handing it to the capitalists.
Yes.
And who are the people who work there in the company what will be set up by the Tata?
Yeah.
Only the people, engineers who are coming from the Savarna community or
Yes.
social hierarchies. They are the engineers, they are the capable person, they will be working. Then you see it is on way traffic is there.
Yes,
The
yes.
money is going from the poorer to the solvent people,
Yeah.
to the moneyed people, and the people who are really poor, they are losing their, even whatever the little land property they are having, they are losing it. This way we find that, yes, they are the Marxist people, but they are not the lover of the socialism.
So Marxism became the biggest follower of capitalism in Bengal.
That's why that's the main reason Marxism has failed in West Bengal.
Because it was in the hand of the casteist people.
Yes, even after Marxism, the other people who has come in power in West Bengal, it is very much sad to tell you. In the cabinet, from Calcutta itself, 7 ministers have been recruited in the ministry. All are coming from the 7 ministers are coming. They are coming from the 7 ministers coming from the Brahmin community.
7 ministers from Brahmin community?
Yes, only from Brahmin community. And some Muslims are there, but nobody else from the
So the replacement of the Brahminical Marxist is the replacement of another
Brahminical force is there.
So, do you think that in the last 10 years, we are witnessing a revival of Brahminism in India very strongly, very bullishly, and Bengal may be facing more trouble in future?
I don't know more or less, but Brahminical force, they are in the power of everything in West Bengal, and as soon as we find the all India picture, the central government, what I believe, the people who are within the belief of the Hindu fold, they are in power. And you know what I feel, that RSS people, RSS, it was an organization, a strong organization in favor of the Hindutva. It was formed in the year 1925.
Yeah.
As soon as Savarkar wrote his book Hindutva in the year 1923, they took the ideology of that book and framed on the organization Hindutva. They wanted to set up the Hindu Rashtra in India. But since it is a democratic country and as per the constitution, that thing is not possible. But within the heart, they believe in that thing. They are trying to set up the dominance of the Hindutva people, and in the frame of Hindutva, these Shudras or the untouchables, they are the people at the lowermost step.
So on their shoulder,
on the
Hindutva is
building its own structure. They are enjoying everything there in the framework of the constitution.
They are manipulating the constitution and democracy.
And they are trying to amend it as long as whenever they are feeling to amendment is necessary, that they are doing in their own way.
So coming back to the Dalit literature movement in Bengal, how Dr. Ambedkar influenced it?
Yes, sir. Dr. Ambedkar, he set up on college, Siddharth College in Bombay, only for the scheduled castes and Dalit students to get their education in the city. And he arranged the hostels there also in Siddharth College. As soon as the people of Siddharth College, they got their education. They thought of creating new kind of literature in India. How new kind? Because these Dalit people, they are not very much focused in the mainstream literature. They set up their mind. They will talk about the Dalit people, their life, their sufferings, and even the atrocities, what are happening on them. They will highlight it. And for that reason, at the fag end of the life of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that field of the Dalit literature, it started to work. And so far I remember Gangadhar Pantawane, on professor in Aurangabad University. He was having a very renowned literary magazine, Osmita Dash. Osmita Dash. First article he wrote in Osmita Dash regarding this kind of new form of literature. Yes, it is a new form. Why I am calling it is a new form of literature? You know, traditional literature or the Hindutva literature or the Hindu literature you can call it. What they believe, they are having their own aesthetic. They are talking of the aesthetic. Yes, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Whatever is truth, that is God, and that is very beautiful. We people, actually, we are thinking of another kind of aesthetic. We call, yes, we are the reality of the society. We are the exact identity of the locality. And whatever the thing we are telling, yes, it is the fact of the society. We need not have any God to look after it. And whatever is reality, whatever is the truth, it is truth itself beautiful. Truth itself beautiful. In between that presence of the God, what the mainstream literature say, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, we discard this Shivam. We don't want to keep it.
So you don't want to bring
Shivam.
God in between.
Yes, no God in between. We are human beings, we ourselves are the gods, and whatever the sufferings, whatever the life we are passing within the frame of this caste system, we are telling our own tragedy of life. And that tragedy of life is creating a new kind of literature, no need of the God.
So is the Dalit literature only about the tragedies and cries of life, or is it about something, a new alternative to the what we call the Brahminical world?
Yes, it is totally something alternative of the mainstream.
So it cannot be just merely tragedies.
Not merely tragedy. In the sadness of life, there is also very pleasure in life. Literature is not the thing just only to tell about the sadness of the life. There is also, in somewhere else I have already told about the aesthetic of the literature. Oh, while a beggar woman with a very little child in her lap, she is begging here and there, and in some jungles she is searching some food. But while her baby is crying, she is going somewhere else and feeding her the breast milk. And while she is feeding the breast milk, she is looking at her child, she is laughing, and she is enjoying something. She is not having anything to enjoy in the life, but the life is something beyond that is there. That's why she is taking some pleasure while she is looking at the child feeding the breast milk. That is the beauty within. But this kind of beauty you won't find in the mainstream literature. They don't go to discuss all these things. That is the difference.
Mainstream literature mostly was God-centric.
Yes, God-centric. We are beyond God-centric. We think human beings themselves are the gods.
So basically, the Dalit literature is not only telling our narratives, but also about giving new alternatives to the people, which are like pro-life, pro-environment.
They are the born of the nature of Indian nature. They are the born, and since you know this is the country initially it is a Vedic country, and all these things, whatever regarding women or men, we all are getting from the Vedic description.
Yeah.
And after Vedic description, some people came to write the Samhita Granthas. There are more or less 100 Samhita Granthas, Mani Samhita, Jaggobolka Samhita, etc.
Yes, yes.
All these Samhita Granthas written by the Brahmin people, they have tightened the society in such a way that the people beyond the margin, they should not come within the margin. They have kept it aside permanently. And if you
So that is a permanent reservation for them.
reservation. And you on very specific point I want to mention here.
Yes.
Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, in the year 1927, on 25th December, he burnt the Manu Samhita,
Yes, yes.
Manu Samhita in protest, because that is on book so inhuman.
Yes.
That should not be written.
Yeah.
And that should not exist even in the society.
Yes.
That's why he burnt it. And while we framed our Dalit Sahitya Sanstha in West Bengal in the year 1992, in its annual conference, we also burnt that Samhita in protest. All the Dalit writers, whoever in the creation of Dalit writings, are against the Brahminical hegemony, and they are Ambedkarite by heart, and whatever the social movement Ambedkar took up, every sort of that movement, they also accept and they patronize it, and they very vocally try to persuade it or make the society according to Ambedkar's thought and aspiration.
Yes, you say it is very, very important point that you made, that the Dalit literature is the literature against hegemony, a literature challenging the dominance. But it is also accused a number of times that every state has one or two communities which are dominant among the scheduled castes, whether it's Bengal or UP or Maharashtra or Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. 1-2 communities dominate the political discourse, the cultural discourse, leaving far behind the other communities. Is it true about Bengal? And if it is, then how can we eliminate that kind of a dominance and make a Dalit literature equal for all?
Here I will differ from you.
Okay.
Some communities in every state, say in West Bengal 2 or 3 communities are they are Dalit communities, say Namashudras or Pondros or the Rajbangshis. They have got some people educated amongst them.
Okay.
But
Majority
it
of
does
them.
not mean they are dominating everything in the political field of West Bengal. They are trying to be within them, but actually they are not accepted, since they are having their own Dalit stigma.
Okay.
They are not taken into the fold. In spite of that, they are having some dominance within the community.
That's true, but the fact is these differences are always used by the dominant, who are politically dominant communities and people. That look, is Namashudra, they have come up, you have not come up, they are taking your space, like what the Hindutva people are now doing in Uttar Pradesh. The same kind of politics they have done, that pitching one community against other. How should we go to bring all together? Because it's also the duty of the communities which are numerically powerful to reach out the other marginalized segments.
In West Bengal, actually, while this Dalit literary and cultural movement we started, it was our main object to bring 3 sections of people under one umbrella: scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward community people. It was our main object, because unless these three people come together, join hands each other, they cannot come into the political field powerful. That we tried. Our organization, we first of all set up on magazine.
Oh, that's okay.
Chaturtha Duniya on magazine, in the Dalit Literary magazine. And first three editors, what we took, one from the scheduled caste, another from backward community, another one from tribal community. There are three editors of the magazine, and on chief editor there, three sub-editors are from. And at that time, I was working as sub-editor of that magazine from the scheduled caste community, and Mondol Hembron, one person, one of the editor from the tribal community and from other backward community. This is literary organization.
Yes.
They will do their literary jobs, cultural jobs.
Yes, yes.
And unless people are made conscious, they will not understand their own situation, their own position.
Yes.
That's why we targeted in this way, but very directly we are not doing any.
But is there any political movement which is influenced by your now the way you are trying to bring Dalit and Adivasis and Shudras together?
The political movement at that time, the ideology of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was totally accepted on very popular person, prominent person, who is Kanshiram.
Indeed.
And he initially framed an organization that is BAMSEP,
yes.
where he included all these communities,
yes.
including religious minorities also,
yes.
he included.
Yes.
And we thought it was a very good idea, and these BAMSEP people, they come to political power if they are joined together. But there are also some difficulties.
Is BAMSEP movement strong in Bengal?
At that time it was something
There was a time,
good.
yes.
Yes. And myself was also very much working with them. Ultimately, they are away from their own ideology, I thought, and now it is not very strong.
This is a big question, like when we say participation of the marginalized and different identities. In Maharashtra, many people say that this is a kind of sub-casteism which is very dangerous for the broader movement. Many people are saying that we should not encourage too much of, caste and under caste and too many layers, which is dividing also. But I don't know how they handle it.
Caste phenomenon, actually, I don't know why we people are not trying, we Indian people are not trying to abolish the caste system from the soil. Today is 12th January,
Yes.
the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. At this moment, Swami Vivekananda, what I can tell you, by dress, he was using the Gerua dress,
Yes.
and by thought, he was also Gerua. And these, now in India, they are in power, they are also trying to idealize him, but Vivekananda very clearly told in on place.
Yes.
What he told is, a shoemaker should make shoe, and if he makes shoe, he can do it very well. It means the professions what was assigned from the ancient times,
They should continue with this.
they should continue with that.
That's why he was telling,
Yes,
go to Vedas.
Yes. He is very much believer. And what he he modified the Vedas in a new form, that is Vedanta.
Yes,
Vedanta. And Vedanta philosophy is now very much popular, and everyone is accepting it. But
Everyone is accepting it.
Can you tell me a very simple question? He is a very big personality, known all over the world. But did he told anything about the untouchable people? Did he tell anything to remove this hierarchy of the caste system?
He said various things about caste system, but he could not respond how to eliminate it. Because he was saying, going back to Vedas and without challenging Brahmanism, you can't eliminate caste system. And Vivekananda was asking us to go back to Brahmins to eliminate caste system. So it is not possible. Your point is very, very important that none of us, say upper caste, are not interested to eliminate the caste system. Now, those who are the victim of it, they also are not doing it. How do you respond to that?
You see, he was so believer in the Hindu mythological system. So far I remember, he died in the year 1901 at the age of 38 only. Prior to his death, 1 year back, he had been in some university of America, gave a lecture on Indian women. And in the lecture, he very clearly told that Sita is the model of Indian women. Indian women. Sita is the model. I don't know how many women of this soil will accept the tragedy what Sita faced.
Yes.
But he tried to idealize Sita as our model.
But my question was, why is the anti-caste movement, which is very, very important, elimination of caste system, why is not on the agenda of all of us?
This is a very difficult question to reply because our people, this Shudra people, this Dalit people, they are also believer in the Hinduization.
Gods and goddesses and rituals
all these things. Naturally, they are within the same plane.
But that is what the Brahmanism is doing, because
that's why Brahmanism
you are enjoying this slavery.
Enjoying, and they are in the full form, and even politically they can come in power. They will even remain in power also.
But what question is very, it comes to my mind, because Bengal, which is a land of where people say people are very enlightened, question thing, and this land where 400 years of Buddhism. How this land of Buddhism has become the biggest land of Brahmanism? Please, I want to get an explanation.
Buddhism in West Bengal, yes, Buddhist kings, they ruled West Bengal for about 400 years.
Yes.
750 to 405.
750 to?
1105.
Okay.
These 400 years they ruled in West Bengal. At that time, the Pala dynasty, caste system, more or less, it was less. And what we find, since it was not very much working in the society, Bengali literature we can look at from that point. Charya poets at that time, they came and they are the founder of the kavyas in the Bengali literature, initial writers. And out of 84 Siddha poets are there, out of 84 Siddhas we find 43 Siddha poets at that time came from the untouchable and the Shudra community. About 50% people, poets, during the Pala dynasty.
All these people, these poets or the Siddhas were practicing Buddhism?
Yes, yes.
That means the untouchables here have a Buddhist origin, much 750 onward.
Yes. Before that, there was also, during that Nanda dynasty, Maurya dynasty, mostly people are the Buddhist, and Ashoka himself,
Yes.
he came in power in 273 BC. After coming to power in 2060 BC, he formally accepted the Buddhism just to get a propaganda. That's why whatever at this moment we are getting any excavation.
But why, like any religion which exists anywhere, there are ruins of that religion, that philosophy. Why in Bengal we say Buddhism was completely wiped out? Who wiped out and why? How it happened?
Buddhism actually not only in Bengal, it is a phenomenon, all India phenomenon. Buddhism, how it disappeared from
India.
all over India, that is a phenomenon. That Shankaracharya, while he in a form, and I don't know how mass of these Buddhist people
were killed
or removed.
Yes.
Hindu revivalism had happened during the Shankaracharya's activities.
So it means that the untouchable communities of today, whether it's Chandaras in Bengal or Domes, do you think that they were like defeated and enslaved and that's why they were made untouchables? Because they were Buddhists?
It is more or less
Like they were defeated in the battle?
no direct battle, but some sorts of social battles have
Yes,
been there. A direct battle, we don't get any history like this.
But anywhere in the world, we see wherever there are like these kind of things happening, a community totally wiped out, its history is wiped out, its culture is completely wiped out. We have never seen the traditional Savarna literature speaking about this in Bengal, at least. Because I'm speaking of Bengal because they say that it is a leftist influence, Marxist influence on writing here. A lot of people claim to be great reformer, everybody take their name outside Bengal. Ishwarchand Vidyasagar, Ram Mohan Roy, Rabindranath Tagore. Did they ever speak about this cultural annihilation of the Dalit community in Bengal?
You are talking about the people of the Bengal Renaissance, which happened. Bengal Renaissance, it was started in Kolkata, while Vivian Dirogio was the teacher in Hindu college. Under his influence, the Bengal Renaissance started there, and number of his students, they took part, reform the society. But that reformation, Bengal Renaissance, Navojagaron, that Navojagaron, what happened in Bengal, you know, that was very much limited within the urban society of Calcutta. And they didn't go beyond Calcutta. Or rather, I can tell, they were not being able to go beyond the city area. Very recently, I have written an article, and that article is the comparative study of Shudra people of remote village, very particularly Guru Chand Thakur's movement with the Renaissance people of Calcutta. If we talk about the Renaissance of Bengal, there are two Renaissances in Bengal. One Renaissance happened in Calcutta with the base of Hindu college and its teacher Vivian Dirogio, that is limited within Calcutta, but beyond Calcutta, in rural Bengal, another Renaissance happened that was pioneered by Guru Chand Thakur. He was born in the year 1846, and his father, Harichand Thakur, he was born in the year 1812.
Yes.
His father spread on religion, that is Motua religion. What he told, very basic thing I want to tell you in a nutshell, that one he told, yes, Namani Ved, Namani Brahman. I don't believe in the Vedas,
and I don't
believe in the Brahmins. He revolted against this Brahminical hegemony, Brahminical domination of culture. Revolted, Harichand Thakur. He came in the year 1812, and he had got enormous number of disciples, and they were following him. They are the keen follower of Motua religion. His son took on turn to religious form to the social form for the upliftment of their education. He started to set up his schools from village to village. At the time, our national independence movement was going on, and at that time, Gandhi told some leader of West Bengal, and he ultimately gave the order to Surendranath Bandyopadhyay to influence Guru Chand Thakur to participate in Congress non-cooperation movement. His representative met with Guru Chand Thakur, who was making the Renaissance in rural Bengal, very particularly 4 or 5 districts of East Bengal. He was doing it there. and one representative had been there. District president of Faridpur district met with Guru Chand Thakur. While he approached him to join the non-cooperation movement started by Gandhiji, he very clearly told, we are untouchable people of this country. You first give us education and food.
Okay.
After getting education and food, we shall join your movement. Unless we are illiterate, unless we are very poor,
Basically, as long as you are illiterate and poor.
people, we will not join your. He revolted.
So, your point of view is that Bengal Renaissance is two kind of Renaissance. You said it's an urban, but I would say it's an upper caste Renaissance one.
Yes.
And the other Renaissance was of the untouchables. So that is the clear,
clear.
And that is why you're saying that these upper caste Renaissance people or writers, what you call the traditionalist or Savarna literature, did not talk about the cultural annihilation of Buddhists in Bengal. The 400 years rule of Buddhists did not come for any historical excavation by the upper caste elite in Bengal.
No, some people are there also. I can mention at least one scholar who has talked a lot about the Buddhist people, Buddhist people and their contribution. He wrote two novels. One popular novel is there, Bengal, Haraprasad Shastri. This Charya literature of Bangla literature, it was already demolished by the Hindu domination. It was already removed, but it was existing in Tibet.
Okay.
He had been there in Tibet. He brought it from Tibet again in West Bengal. It was the creation of the Bengal people.
Okay.
And in his novel, Bengal, he has already given the description how this caste system is working, how they are very much cruel, and these Buddhist people, how they are very generous in mind, liberal in their thought and philosophy. He has given all these things in that.
So your autobiography is there. Just wanted to know, what does it speak? Did you face untouchability? Like, can you give us a background of where you were born?
No, basically, my autobiography, what is there? I have written my autobiography just to tell the environment of our area, just to tell the cultural and their educational and their financial and their something related also political. All these things I should tell to people. I am now at 70, and what I have felt, at least last 30 to 35 years, I am in the field of writing, and exclusively I am a writer about the Dalit people. I never thought anything to write about the Bhadralok people or their creation, etc. But yes, I have tried to find out their say whatever the things they have told against us, or not true representation. That I have tried to. Mostly I have tried to tell of my people.
Of your own story, community story.
Community people, that I have tried.
Did you face untouchability in your life?
Untouchability, actually what happened, the locality where I was born,
that was separated.
it was totally away from the Bhadralok society. Naturally, our people
will not be able to
they did not feel anything different. Different. But Bhadralok people, they would not come to our locality. And we people, sometimes yes, untouchability, how I have felt, I am telling one story at least of my life. One day I was going to the market, that is in the far away and in the Bhadralok society with my father. And the father told me that at that time I was a student, I think in class 2 or 3 like this. And we were very poor, father also having not so much dress with him. We are going to the market, and father told me, yes, let me see our Jomidar Babu. Jamindar's house is there. We are going by the side of Jamindar's house. Yes, let us see with him. And as soon we entered there, actually we had got no authority to enter into the house. Father was knowing it. Naturally from the outside he was giving some sound, yes, I am here. And Jomidar Babu, he gave one sound, yes, you stay there, I am coming. And my father and myself, we stayed outside, sitting somewhere else. And he came, yes, where you are going? My father was having something to sell in the market.
Okay.
Say, eggs with him. And told, yes, you give it to us. Jomidar Babu took it. He told, shall I give you paisa? Asked the question like this. My father very obediently told, I don't want to take. And ultimately he did not give paisa. I know it was the dire need of our family.
But why
From the selling of the eggs, we will get something and he will buy some things for the house. Say some oil or something, etc. Whatever daily needs are there, he will buy it. But he did not get a paisa. I tried to look to my father and it was a very gloomy face. He was thinking, yes, but what I have tried after say 30 or 35 years in the job of writing, I felt at the fag end, yes, I should write my autobiography. What I should write? Why we are the people called Dalits and why we have been put in this place. That's why I have written my autobiography. It was written in Bengali, Amar Bhuvane Ami Beche Thaki. It has been very recently translated into English and published from a very popular publisher, well-known publisher.
Surviving in my own world.
Surviving in my world.
In my world. Growing up
Dalits in Bengal. From dire poverty, how we people have come out. You will not be able to imagine it.
When the point you're raising, from the point of Dalit literature, it means that for years they have been writing about Dalits.
Yes.
How Dalit live, how they are. So it means Dalit literature is now writing about them, how they treated us, or how they behaved. Is it also that kind of, do you think the time has come also about to expose the Brahminical caste system through the Ambedkarite prism? Because earlier it was like a very sophisticated way of story narrating things coming up.
Different sorts of writings are there. Actually, initially I was a poet. There are 4 books of poems I have written.
Yes.
But what happened, I was talking my own thing. I was talking about the suffering people.
Yes.
But what I was talking, while some critics are coming and criticizing it, they are telling some other story.
Okay.
I became very much annoyed with it. Even Anandabajar Putrika, they reviewed one of my book, not very big on, but some portion they had told in Anandabajar Putrika. But actually I was not telling that thing. I was telling the people from which I am coming.
Yes.
I was telling about their tragedy, their situation of life. They were telling something others beyond that. Then I turned my face from poetry to writing essays.
Okay.
I will tell in the essays. A lot of essays I have written. I have got published 6 books of essays.
Oh.
And some essays have been published in different journals, but that not yet taken into book.
Okay.
I have got on book of short stories,
Yes,
At least
yes.
one thing I can, my short story, it has been translated into English, some of my short stories.
Yeah.
Some of my short story, it has been translated into Hindi. One has been translated into French language. In Gujarati language, it is also translated. Harish Mangalam, my friend, is there. He has translated on short story. And my poems are also translated. And very recently, I have got an information of Giant Farmer. You know, on Dalit poet from Gujarat. He is born into Muslim community. And he is very much concerned with the Urdu language. Naturally, he is writing in Urdu. And he has been awarded Sahitya Academy for his Urdu poetry. Very recently, he has taken on charge from the Sahitya Academy, Indian Sahitya Academy, to publish one book in Urdu, translating poems from different Indian languages. He has taken 10 of my poems and it has been included into that Urdu version. The point I am telling is I should also write my autobiography because I have come from the 0 point.
Yes.
I should at least tell it to people
Definitely.
where from I have come.
And like you are in East Bengal, so you must have faced the trauma of the partition also.
Yes, that partition happened while I was a boy of 4 years. 4 years. That time, that is something I can remember. People were talking about the partition, etc.
But a lot of people died, killed.
Killed that thing. You know, prior to partition, in the independence movement from Dalit community of East Bengal, Jain Mandal was a very big leader, and he was very much close associate of Dr. Ambedkar.
Yes.
And his followers, all the Dalit people were his followers.
Yes.
And they were not having paisa, they were not having education. As soon as the country was partitioned, Bengal was divided. Jogendranath Mandal did not leave the country because it is the main reason his supporters, they were not able to leave the country. Naturally, he decided to stay with them in East Pakistan.
Yes.
And even my family and most of the people of our locality, they also refused to leave the country. Jogendranath Mandal, then some circumstances happened, and he was a law minister in Pakistan. He was residing at that time at Karachi, but he was given a threat to be killed, and he found no way but to leave Pakistan. That is another story. And our people who had been there in Pakistan after partition, I had been there. And I am telling from the very rural, remote village school, I passed matriculation in ISC, intermediate science. I performed nicely. At that time, the poverty of my family became more, and in the year 1961, I came to India.
So you came to India in 1960?
1961. 61. And as soon as I come here, I got admitted there in Govardhan Hindu College in BSc. I took honors in physics. Actually, I was in a very sad condition here also in India because nobody of my relatives was solvent to provide me anything. Naturally, after a few months, I left the desire to be an honors student. I left it. I became past course graduate in the year 1963. Then some further qualification I got, post-graduation in education. I have been very much surprised to see that my autobiography, after translation into English, has been widely discussed in many a place. Say, on journal from Australia, Adelaide, Australia, National Literature, in that journal on Professor Amelia Walker, he has discussed the book very nicely. I am very much happy to see he has understood everything what I have told in my autobiography.
So just wanted to ask you about this factor that your biography must be containing so many things because of one belonging to the untouchable community, the other uprooting from your place.
Yes, I have kept there two things. From the area,
Yes.
there is one small river,
Mm-hmm.
Kaliganga. I have told of the Kaliganga river, and by the sides of the Kaliganga river, the people coming from the untouchable communities, they are the 100% residents there,
Okay.
residential people. And another river far away from our locality,
Yes.
that is Bhairav river
Mm-hmm.
of Khulna district. And by the side of the Bhairav river, the villages, well-to-do people, and most of the villages, they are having their pakka house, brick-built house they are having at that time. But in our locality, not a single house was a brick-built house.
There was an important question about partition and when people came from East Bengal to this part of Bengal. One was like related to that was a big massacre of the you Marchi Chapi, where people killed, and with the story has not come out in outside Bengal.
Yes.
I want to ask this question, like there were hundreds of people uprooted, thousands in fact, from their land.
Yes, of course.
And many were given good places in Kolkata, in the prime locations. Do you think that after independence, our caste biases actually increased, and there was so much that none of the Dalits actually could get good houses in the good localities here?
This is a very nice point, and I should tell you.
Yes.
Because what happened, my relatives, even my neighbors, while they came to West Bengal, at the time I was a student here in college, I had met with them in Bangla station. As soon as they came to West Bengal, and they were given somewhere else shelter, and the people, government people, who were managing the refugee people, very primarily they were asking, what was your profession? And Dalit people, or I need to say my community people who came, they very simply told, yes, we are cultivators. And immediately they took decision to send them somewhere else outside Bengal, in some other places where they can be given cultivating land. Some 3 uncles, they had been sent to Chandrapura district.
Oh, Chandrapura district.
Chandrapura district of Maharashtra.
Yes.
They had been sent. Some of my relatives, they had been sent to Baharaij district
In Uttar Pradesh.
in Uttar Pradesh, because they told their profession is cultivating, and so they were sent, and they were packed into the train, and the train without any breakage, stoppage anywhere else. They had been to that Chandrapura, they had been to that Baharaij, without.
Uttarakhand
In
also.
between, they did not drop down anywhere else.
Yes,
They had been within the train itself. And what happened, the people, say coming from the upper caste community, they are also coming, some people are coming, they are telling, yes, my profession was service, or job, or my profession was there, yes, business. As soon as they were telling their business, their profession was business, they were giving shelter around Calcutta or within Calcutta in urban area. I saw that distinction, and in Kolkata, many a place you will find where these upper caste people, they are living in a very good position. Even they took some land in their position, and now I find, say, Taliganj area, some people known to us, yes, they are having their 3-story, 4-story building there. But our people did not get chance to be there with that.
So that was a clear caste bias existing here.
It came automatically. And one thing had happened, that is also a very nice story. Some person of my locality, he came forward. He was having Mondol title.
Okay.
But very intelligently he told Mukherjee. Very intelligently he told, what is your name? So and so Mukherjee. And he got his shelter here in Bagajotin in Calcutta.
But he is Mukherjee now?
He is Namashudra by caste, he is scheduled caste, but very intelligently he told.
But he writes Mukherjee or he writes Mukherjee?
Yes, even now he writes Mukherjee. He writes Mukherjee.
So that's a great example that not all Brahmins are Brahmins. Coming back to your poetry, because this is the most important part of your work so far, as you have written so many poems and they are getting translated. I would like to ask you to recite what some of your finest poetry which you feel that I know that for a poet asking them to say which is the poem you like the best, I think it's too much. But yes, there may be some which came out of instantly of some issues and immediately you address. So I would
you want to get it in Bengali or
you can get me English or Bengali both.
Two of my books have been translated into English.
Yes.
One is Poetic Rendering As Yet Unborn. Another one, The Wheel Will Turn.
Yes.
The Poetic Rendering As Yet Unborn. In this book, a lot of reputed professors, very particularly in the Department of Comparative Literature of Jadavpur University and English Department of Jadavpur University, and someone from Uttar Bengal, North Bengal University, someone from Bardwan University, they took part in translation.
Yeah.
Yes, one poem from this book,
Yeah.
Poetic Rendering As
Yes.
Yet Unborn.
Yes.
The first poem
Okay.
I will read out.
Yes.
It was translated by Professor Anandolal in the Department of English, Jadavpur University. Sunlight. The window in the east room is open. Oh sunlight, tell me when you will come. On the last dawn of the millennium. Are you sure? You are thinking of coming here after eating the sweets of winty push? Why come? To light a fire of fallen leaves, to demolish these countries' ups and downs? I don't know how you will come, O Mother, into this dark room of ours. We know how to swim inside the dark room. We know how to till the field and to thresh. We know how to stay alive inside this ancient dark room, sniffing the smell of sweets. Now look, the window in the east room is open. Oh sunlight, tell me when you will come. This is one poem from my kabbo, from my book of poems, Bibiktho Uthone Ghar. Bibiktho Uthone Ghar, I mean to say, my house is in a separate campus. One poem I will read out from this book, Juddhe Jabo. Yes, I want to go to war. What kind of war I want to go? yes, I want to go against the religion and their verdicts which have been put on the untouchables. I shall go to fight against that. যুদ্ধে যাব কোষমুক্ত তরবারি তোমার হে ধর্ম আজও ঝলসাও বাতাস ভেঙে টুকরো টুকরো কেটে করো দুভাগ বব্রুবাহন নহি অভিমন্যু নহি একটি সন্তান আর্যের বীর্যে অনার্য চিরকাল আমি থেকে যাচ্ছি ঘটোৎকচ যুদ্ধে যাব মা আজ্ঞা দাও পিতৃপুরুষের পেয়েছি পরিচয় আমার জননী হিড়িম্বা ভালোবাসার মূর্তি রাজপুরীতে পায় না অধিকার আমি অনাহুত আমি বীরের মতো বীর পোড়া ব্লুস কাঠের মতো রং জঙ্গলের শরীর মালকানগিরির মতো বিশাল স্ফীত হয়ে গিলে খেতে পারি অবিচার এই ধরিত্রীর তবুও ঘৃণা কেন কেন উপেক্ষা যুদ্ধে যাব মা আজ্ঞা দাও ধর্মের বিরুদ্ধে আমারও ধর্ম আছে পিতা স্বর্গ পিতা ধর্ম মানি না পুরাতনী মির চোখ তুলে চাও স্পষ্ট বলো ধর্ষিতা হওনি কি ভালোবাসা পেয়েছ নারীর মর্যাদা আর্যের ঘরে পেয়েছ স্ত্রীর সম্মান উত্তর দাও অনার্য জন্যে আজ্ঞা দাও কোন আর্যের পক্ষে যুদ্ধে যাব আমি
So I can understand that it's a war against, if you want to raise a war against.
Or against and Ghatotkos, he is being asked by his mother,
Yes.
Hirimba, yes, your fathers have been, your family has been attacked, you
Yeah.
go for the war. And he is telling, yes, I want to go for the war,
Yeah.
but you give me answer.
Yes.
Have you got the honor of a wife in the house of a Arjo people?
Yes.
Have you got that one? If you have got that one, yes, I shall go. কোন আর্যের পক্ষে যুদ্ধে যাব আমি? Which Aryan people I will choose to go fight for them.
So before we end, I would just want to ask from you that you have traced that all the untouchables were Buddhist in Bengal, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar in 1956 actually revived the whole legacy of Buddhism. Are the untouchables ready to retake their original Dhamma, what Baba Saheb Ambedkar said, or is there any movement in Bengal for that?
Very particularly I can tell you, by faith I am a Buddhist. If you informally tell me what is your religion, yes, I am within the Hindu fold, but I never believe in anything of the Hindu fold. I believe the equality, what I have seen in the Buddhism, that I believe wholeheartedly. And on another point I want to mention you, yes, you find on book, this is the book you find, the title of the book, Shatobarsher Bangla Dalit Sahitya.
Okay.
Actually, this is on job I have done. It is a job which I took about 10 years to do.
Oh, 10 years.
Because people, many a time they are telling me, there is no Dalit writing in West Bengal.
Okay.
As if nobody else here have got any education or told anything about their own life.
Yes.
That's why I was searching how many people have come from the Dalit community and contributed in the field of literature.
Okay.
I started to get it from the year 1911 to 2010.
Okay.
Within this time period, I have got lot of writers who have written stories, who have written novels, who have written autobiographies, who have written poems, and the poems in a case of majority of their contribution. In this book, I have accommodated 83 writers.
Oh, 83 writers.
83 writers covering different genres of literature.
So poetry,
Short
prose,
stories,
yes.
portion of novels, autobiography, essays, and dramas even.
Okay.
Dramas even. I can tell you, while Chunikotal committed suicide, some of our people, they wrote the drama, and in Kolkata street drama we had performed as a protest, and what would happen, people from going home from the office, they would stand by the side of the spot and they would listen our drama. That would happen. Actually, this job, it has got a very good response from the readers, from the market, and I am very happy by editing this book.
So it's a kind of combined thing, or it's written by you?
No, it is I have edited the book.
Like different contributors.
Different contributors.
Okay.
83 contributors are there. I have edited the job, but what is difficult there, I am telling, say one book was published in the year 1913 by a Dalit writer. It is very difficult to get anything of that writing. Some poems I have collected from writers, say Manohar Mauli Biswas wrote on Kabbo in the year 1920 on. Very difficult now to get it. It is the difficult job. That's why I am telling, yes, I have taken a lot of times, because I have tried to search here and there to collect who are the writers and who have written, what have they have written, and some wonderful writings are also there. I have got.
So this book is getting translated also in English?
Yes, somebody they are trying to get it translated into English. They are trying.
Okay, so it's good that like you have been able to get this book out, because there is, as we said, a conspiracy of silence where the literature or the Dalit literature or the literature of change was never acknowledged or kept under the carpet in Bengal particularly. And as we discussed so many things, I must thank you for sparing your time. But before I finish, just want to ask one more question that is very, very important, because you have been mentioning the influence of Dr. Ambedkar is very, very high on the Dalit literature in Bengal. There are people who are critiquing him now, and there are people who are questioning him also in various ways. What do you want to suggest to those people? Many of them might be your friends also.
Very simply, I understand they have misunderstood Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. It is the job what they are doing, perhaps doing something bad or against the Dalit cause. They should not do it, because Ambedkar's contribution for the Dalit people is enormous, unforgettable. We should not forget it. Anybody else who is despising him, I should condemn him, and I am not a man with him.
So you cannot be friend to those who are questioning the very commitment of Dr. Ambedkar's for the cause of liberation of Dalits.
Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha, having about 200 people as life member and ordinary members, some more than 300 like this. Who are the people attached to Bangla Dalit Sahitya Sanstha? They all are Ambedkarites, and they desire to free the society from the shackles of the Hindu domination.
Is there anything that you want to communicate and tell our people who are listening to this program or will be listening to this program, word over the Ambedkarites? What is your message that you want to communicate to them?
The people who believe in Ambedkar's movement and the social change what Dr. B.R. Ambedkar tried to follow, by the people who are with our movement. And different communities, I am not telling about the say Namasudras or
Yes,
some Poundras
yes.
only, but some more marginal communities are also
following.
there in West Bengal. Say I am talking about the Baudis. Very recently, I have written one article on Sonajibon Baudi.
Okay.
On Sonajibon Baudi from Baudi community, he had done wonderful job. I have written on very big essay on Sonajibon Baudi.
Okay.
And say tribal people from West Bengal. I have written on very big article on Sadhu Ramchand Murmu. He is a very big poet of the Santhal community. I have written on very essay about Harinath Majumdar, who is actually calling himself Kangal Harinath. But what I do find, people who are doing the mainstream literature in West Bengal, they are not going to touch about these people. I think, and very personally I feel, it is our job to excavate the history of these people and to make it available to all the readers of Bangla literature.
Thank you very much, sir. We must thank Manohar Mauli Biswas ji for his candid interaction with us. And one fact that came out very clear was that the so-called mainstream literature is nothing but the protection of Brahminical value system. And he has done enormous work, and we hope that people who are listening to this interaction will find out more in it, the history, the glorious chapter of Bengal, and will try to excavate more to find out what has happened, why are the people and their cultural annihilation has not been part of the mainstream, so-called mainstream literature. It revealed clear facts that the mainstream literature of the upper caste variety actually protected their interest, and that is why the cause of the marginalized, the untouchables, the Dalits, the Adivasis never became their main story, because it became just the stories of their cries, but not of their alternative and not of the people who subjugated them and the system which kept them perpetually exploited. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.